joined today by Damian Knyba, the management team, Lukaszem Kownackim and Eryk Rachwal. In a few days, Damian steps into the biggest fight of his career against Agit Kabayel with the interim WBC heavyweight title on the line. Hello, guys. How you doing?
Good. How are
Hey,
you?
Michael, how are you?
Not bad. Always could be worse. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk openly about how the fight came together, the risk and the rewards, the preparation process, and what this moment really means for Damian and for his team behind him. Guys, appreciate you taking the time. And now, please tell me, which one of you was the first to say, "Hey, let's take Kabayel"?
I think we got the the offer in, and I was originally kind of hesitant on it before we spoke with the team and Damian and trainers, to kind of see what the risk and the reward is. I think Eryk was already definitely for it. I think after speaking with Sean George and Vichevsky, they decided that it's definitely a good fight for him. Experience now to take that fight. It's definitely a big step up. We're going in there as a heavy underdog to his hometown. But we had a great camp, and he's ready to bring it all.
Yeah, I mean, this was like the best Christmas present you could possibly ever get. This kind of fight, just thinking about it from a purely boxing business standpoint, for them to make a fight with Kabayel was ranked number 2 in the world. Damian's ranked, let's say, 31. It makes no sense. For us, it's a huge win because for a guy ranked number 31 to get a fight for the interim title, it's like it's literally like getting the best Christmas present ever, you know. So it's, in my opinion, it was a no brainer. And on top of that, I was never, obviously I have a lot of respect for what he's done. He's won a lot of good fights, but I was never a huge believer in Kabayel in terms of him being a top 2, top 3 fighter in the world. I think out of everyone in the top, let's say 5, he's the one that's most vulnerable.
Lukasz, and what was Damian's reaction when you call him and you say, "Hey, we have an offer from Kabayel's team"?
He was first, but then yeah, I told him, no, this is the time. You're here. This is your moment. You worked so hard for this time. It's here. So it's, you have to step up and shine now. So you've been waiting for your whole life, and just to start. And, it's going to continue to grow from here.
But was there a moment when one of you said, "Oh, maybe not yet. Shit, nah, it's too early to take the such fight"?
I think I definitely was. I definitely wanted to kind of wait. I think we were still in the process of trying new things with his camp, his physical training. I think in terms of his technical, and his skill level, he's been showing great improvements fight after fight after fight. I think in that aspect, he's definitely ready. It's just more of like a comfort level of him, knowing what works best for him and things like that. So I think that's the only thing that was kind of like, hesitant, and me knowing the business, knowing that this is just chances like this are gonna come. It's not like it's the only chance of his lifetime. They're gonna come, especially at the level he's at and the way he's being brought up. It's just sooner or later it's gonna come again and again and again. It's just making sure we take the right steps at the right time. So, but after careful consideration with the team and everything, I think this is the right time.
Eryk, but how much of the test in this fight also for you as a team?
Us, this is the biggest stage in the world. We have to be on our A game now. Everyone has to watch out for every little thing. As soon as we get there, every team member has to look out for every little detail. Be super careful. You're going into enemy territory, so you never know what to expect from them. Additionally, they're in Germany. They're already showing their true colors. They didn't give a single Polish journalist credentials for the fight.
I
It
heard
looks to be
about it. It's no comment.
looks to be done on purpose. So, in my opinion, this fight is starting to get personal, and they're making it that way, which is good for us. They seem to be pretty certain that there's a 0% chance that Damian can win, and that only is in our, to our favor.
Lukasz, from your perspective, what is the Damian biggest strength right now, and what is his biggest risk?
I think obviously the biggest strength is his height and his ability to move well at that height. A lot of people at that weight and that size aren't able to move as well as he does. So there's only a handful of people in the division in history that were able to do that. Talking, not just talking about now, but he definitely, that's one of his biggest attributes. The only thing that's a negative is his experience and being in the ring with top fighters. But he has sparred with top fighters, so it's not like he has never had anyone at the top level in front of him. He had plenty of experience in that way. Just in real fights, that's the only negative. Besides that, I don't see any negatives currently. Just the unknown of being in the ring at that level of competition.
Eryk, I guess you know Sean George a little bit better in person than Luke, right?
Yeah, I guess you could say so. We've kind of formed a bit of a friendship. So
let me ask you.
Obviously, living in New Jersey, I've gotten more opportunities to spend more time with him and things like that. So I would definitely consider him a good friend.
Yeah, because Sean George said, "Oh yeah, let's take Kabayel without any hesitation." After his experience with Zhang, what does he see in the Kabayel that made him so confident in this decision?
A decent amount of weaknesses. Obviously, he has some great strengths like his pressure and his stamina and his will to fight. But he does leave himself open when he comes in, and the opportunity is there, I think, stylistically for someone like Damian to be able to land that counter shot as he comes in.
Lukasz, Damian prepared for this fight in Poland, and it looked like it's going to be his direction going forward. Sean support the Kabayel fight, but he was not even the part of the comeback. He won't be on the fight either. I will ask directly, and please tell me, does this mean that the end of the cooperation with Sean?
No, Sean is very well respected guy. Like Eryk said, we have great relationship with him and Zhang and the whole team. We have to respect everybody's personal life and also his relationship with Zhang, and they were in discussion of some fights around the same time. So that's it's obvious. It's there's priorities that need to take place, but it's all understanding. As long as there's open communication, everybody knows where everything is. There's no reason to not continue to build that relationship if it's there, if it's needed, and then it's there. So I think it's definitely something that we're not putting to the side or not wanting to continue. It's just for this fight we couldn't make it happen. We tried to, but it just had to wait.
Guys, to be honest, the US offer better like technical training conditions, and you were leaning toward Damian staying there. In the end, he chose Poland. What made you believe that this was the right, or at least the right for now, decision at the stage of his career?
So personally, I think the most important thing is Damian's mental state, and wherever that is, that's the most important thing. And if currently that is Poland, so that's why he's training there. That's going to get him the best results because your mental is the most important and psychological. So do I think Poland has better training, sparring, and thing? Absolutely not. I think history just shows that if you compare the top boxers in the U.S. compared to Poland, it's not even a chance realistically. You want to be around the best. You want to be around the people who are at that experience. Obviously, if there's a cost to it. Poland may be cheaper, which is I think another aspect where maybe after this fight, maybe things will change. Maybe financially they will be in a better spot to kind of offset that, which he wasn't in terrible. It just he's a very minimalistic person. He doesn't need a lot, and he doesn't want a lot. So he's he's happy with what he has, and he feels best in Poland. So I think that's if his mind is best there, I think that's the best place for him.
Eryk, is this the moment when you stop thinking in terms of building and you start thinking in terms of capitalizing on the moment?
I think in a sense, yes, but not fully. I think you always have to be building, and you're never done building until your career is over. There's always stuff you can improve. There's always new opportunities that you could take advantage of. and all we can focus on right now. Can't think ahead, so we got to take care of business. Damian has to take care of business this coming week.
Lukasz, in this particular fight, what was the bigger challenge? The negotiating the details or making the decision to take the fight?
It's a little bit of both. We want to make sure we, get the fight on the best terms as we possibly can. Obviously, we're going in there as a B side. We're not favored to win. But there are certain negotiations you try to do to kind of help you get as much as you can to get that. Obviously, there's a lot of factors in this fight, and we want to make sure we have the biggest chance to win under the control we have. So that was definitely part of it. Same thing with Damian's career going forward with the unknowns of Top Rank and their promotional deal with the licensing with television and stuff like that. It's kind of unknown right now. So it's kind of like where are we? So it was a little bit of both, but I think, like I said, at the end of the day, the greatest thing not the greatest, but one of the good things we have within each other is we have a great team where everybody's open to speak and together as a team make good decisions and reflect on what's going on. So I think overall everything was definitely a challenge. It was something new for Damian and everybody, and I think overall it was done good, and he's ready. He has everything he needs to go in there and do what he has to do.
But how do you guys communicate each other when doubts appear? Quick decision, or long conversation, long discussion, or it just depends on the situation? Because I'm pretty sure you had something new.
Yeah, well,
Go ahead, Eryk.
Me and Lucas don't always have the same exact opinion, and actually quite often we have varying viewpoints and opinions, which I think is something that is extremely important in a team. And then we usually openly discuss with each other our varying viewpoints, and see take out the best of them all, and then come to a decision then.
All right, guys. Another question for you is for the both of you. Let me first ask Luke. Lukasz, what surprised you the most about Damian over the last 12 months?
I think he's in a place where he knows what he wants and what's best for him. What makes him most successful, and that's where he's at now, which I think is was good. Which I think was good because early in his career he was trying different things, different trainers, different tactics. I think the last 12 months he finally found out like a routine and what works and what doesn't. Same thing with his injury in his hand. Now everything's kind of fallen into place and everything is where it's supposed to be. So I think that's the thing. But he's worked on everything. Every question mark that, even though he won the fights, we always were working on things, and he's a full package now. In the beginning, it was, hey, stop moving on your feet, learn to control the tempo, control the pace. Using the left hand. Then it was, start working with, learn to use that right hand, learn, catch people coming in, control the center of the ring. Now fighting on the inside, he learned that too. So everything is kind of falling into place, a full package. He's a full package fighter now. He could do it all. So I think it's going to really show this fight and kind of surprise a lot of people that didn't see Damian in certain situations, because the fights he fought recently didn't put him in those situations. So I think this is definitely going to be an eye opener to a lot of fans and analytical specialists.
Eryk?
Yeah, I think Damian over the past 12 months has cemented himself as a fighter that's not just a prospect, but a fighter that's ready for the big stage and ready for the big fights. He's on to the next phase of his career. He's shown before that he's able to handle adversity. He's able to perform on the big stage and put everything together that he's been training on during the whole camp. The way he handled Shiva's pressure in a small ring, the way he totally just took Daveko out of the fight, and Daveko, everyone thought he came to not even fight, but that was all because of Damian's doing. Damian made him essentially quit mentally. So I think Damian's at that phase where he's a big time fighter, and he's gonna show it next Saturday.
Guys, I'm really sorry, but I gotta say it. Germany has a reputation for being a difficult place when it comes to judging. Is that something you have at the back of your minds? Because, like you mentioned before, the situation with the credentials for the Polish journalists, so it looks like everything is against Poland, and it's again Germany.
Um, I think it's we knew that coming in. It doesn't matter if it's Germany or any other country you're going, or even in England as a B fighter. Everything is meant and staged for the favorite to win. It's just how things are. We know that. So but we plan to do what we need to do to win the fight. Hoping that it's seen that way. Obviously, we go in there and get the knockout. That'd be great. But there's no harm, no foul. If he loses because of a fake, because of improper and dishonest judging, let it be. Let the community reflect on that, and the boxing community kind of do what they have to do to kind of show that fight, it is what it is. And for us, it's an experience. It's like I said, it's we're not just thinking of this fight. It's after he's still very, very young. Like, this is just the start of his career. So a win obviously is going to be great. We're knowing we're going into enemy territory, and the points might not go our way. But we got to make sure that we don't leave it to the judges. So either do a full out blowout with on the point board, or end the fight before the 12th round. So.
There is a rematch clause on the Kabayel side. Will that be an automatic rematch, or does everything depend on what happens in the fight?
It all depends on on the Queensberry Promotions and then Kabayel's team, if they would like to use the rematch clause. So that's all depending. We're hoping that the performance Damian does leaves him no chance, and that goes out the door. And if we got to do it again, we'll just do it again. So it all depends on the other team. There's nothing else Kabayel could do that we don't know. That's the thing here. It's just, the question is, we know what Kabayel is coming to do and what he'll do every single time. He don't get me wrong. It's not that he's a bad fighter or anything. He's really one tough fighter who has great conditioning to go long distance and throw a lot of punches, and very, very tough. So we all know that. It's just going to be a question of can Damian keep up with that pace and keep him off, and basically that's basically keep that tempo for the 12 rounds. That's basically what the question is. And if Damian does it the first time, it's going to be no doubt in my mind he's not going to be able to do it the second time, if not better, because there's not much that's going to change on Kabayel's side. He's not going to end up turning into a Usyk or a different fighter. He's not. He's going to do the same thing, just try to do it maybe a little bit harder. But at that point, all the benefits are on Damian's side. He has all the advantages. So we just need to make sure that we make sure that happens on the next week Saturday, on January 10th.
In boxing, the most important thing is styles make fights. So
yeah,
my gut says that Damian will be making a rematch, especially quickly, knowing that it's not a good stylistic fit. It's going to be a mistake, in my opinion. Like, one example could be like Zhang versus Joe Joyce. Clearly in the first fight, he showed that he's Joe Joyce is an easy stylistic matchup for him, and they made the mistake of taking the rematch, and he made it even easier the second time. So that's something, if they want it, it's only going to be easier, in my opinion, the second time around. Damian's going to be more confident, and like Lucas said, Kabayel is not going to change anything over one fight.
Thanks for the great conversation, guys. Just a reminder, the fight takes place in January 10 in Oberhausen, Germany, live on DAZN. Agit Kabayel versus Damian Knyba, main event. We invite everyone to tune in and watch. Thank you, guys.
Take care, guys.
Take care.